For the gamers who love games, why wait for greatness? Xbox One is here. What's going on, guys? Price360 here for my gaming news and opinions all around you. So today I want to get into the topic about backwards compatibility. So as you have probably already noticed, there's articles all over the internet regarding to downplaying it for the Xbox One. They're saying that 360 games or even playing old titles on the Xbox One is not necessary. We're in the next generation of gaming, and it's just not necessary to play those old games. Some people think that they need it, but they don't in fact use it. Now, what I find really funny though about this is if you brought up PlayStation Now, a while back, there was actually an article. It was on January 7th of this year. And it talks about why PlayStation Now is an awesome idea. So I'm just going to go over a few topics. And this is pretty common, like especially on N4G. You've seen everyone playing the whole idea of PlayStation Now. Even though it is a subscription-based service, it was at one time where you paid per hour to play. But with Xbox One, backwards compatibility for 360 games, it's free. So let's just kind of go over the insight and what they say and kind of go back and forth. And you guys can make a valid point and decision, and especially with biased media and trying to downplay this. So it says, Sony recently announced the launch date for the streaming service PlayStation Now. While there may be some cons to the service, here are a few reasons why PlayStation Now is an awesome concept. It says, backwards compatibility. One thing which both the Xbox One and PS4 failed to have at launch was backwards compatibility. This is a big reason for some to keep their last-gen systems and their giant libraries of games instead of making the next-gen jump. PS Now is in many ways solves the issue of backwards compatibility. While gamers will not be able to use their discs, it is still a start. Okay, so with PlayStation Now talking about backwards compatibility and being a basic start and not being able to, install their disc, basically streaming games through a paid service, or Xbox One 360 library of the games that you like to play and love, and it's free, you can make your decision on which would be better under that description. Of course, when this article was printed, there was no announcement of that, but now there's new articles appearing and they're saying that it's not necessary, even though in the title it says it allows people to play. The big reason is for some people to keep their last-gen systems with giant libraries of their games to play. And also, too, I've been tempted to actually play old games on the 360. When these libraries of games start showing up on the Xbox One, there's been times where I wanted to go into GameStop and say, hey, maybe I want to play that Red Dead Redemption or other games that, I haven't actually got to fully go through. You can unlock achievements. You can play with friends online that have an Xbox 360. They don't even need an Xbox One. You can play, with them with your Xbox One and Xbox 360. So far, it seems more in the favor of the Xbox. It also says about unlimited play. When Sony unveiled the crazy rental prices last year, right off the bat, Xbox One is free for the backwards compatibility. The service was destined to fail, of course, but then they came out with the subscription service, which is pretty impressive. Okay. No download is needed. With PS Now, there are no giant downloads. I don't think that's such a big deal. Most people have high-speed internet connections. Most of your games, like especially if you own them like a physical copy, you can install them and just download a small patch. So that's not an issue. And I think also to remember that the Xbox One for the 360 compatibility, backwards compatibility, is running native. So the games are not being streamed, so you're getting the full resolution that they were intended to be. It's just going to run a much better, much cleaner, no delay, which is the important thing for that. Save data is held in the cloud, which is the same for the Xbox 360 games. Any game data that you've had previously, like if you played the old game, you can stream, you can pull that information from the cloud and resume where you left off. Dual Shock 4 controllers can be used. Okay, so everyone knew that the Dual Shock 3 was crap. But no problem with the Xbox One controller. It's amazing. They got a new Elite controller, which is even more amazing. And 360 controllers are amazing. So we're pretty much covered there. The DualShock 4 controller, in my opinion, sucks. I mean, maybe the controls feel all right, but the thumbsticks wear off like very quickly, like 3 months of just solid play. And then in addition, like the battery is like the worst in invention. It's like basically using the wrong batteries for a camera, and it dies in like a couple of clicks. It's not that dramatic, but believe me, your battery life will last very short, and it's ridiculous that you have to plug the controller in, and I mean, you got to leave it plugged in. Like with Xbox, like people complain about the whole thing about replacing the batteries, or you can just buy a charge and play kit, and it gives you the you know, if you just want to pop out a battery and pop new ones in, you can do that, and these batteries last a long time. I mean, I've had regular batteries, good, decent batteries, last me like 2-3 days on my Xbox One with, you know, pretty heavy use. So, trophies. One of the most surprising announcements was PlayStation Trophies, which all your achievements that you had originally will be on there, and any new achievements unlocked you will still have. Not to mention, with you're getting the full, basically it's a virtual 360. So basically, your Xbox One now officially has a 360 in the system. It's not the hardware, but it's software emulated. So you can use it just like a 360 dashboard. In fact, when I pulled up the dashboard and you hit the back and the menu button at the same time, it brings up the dashboard for the 360. It's faster. It's a lot cleaner and faster than it was on the Xbox 360. The Xbox One pulls it up much quicker. No unnecessary hardware. Okay, well, the Xbox One is using the Xbox One. They're referring to TVs having this implementation. So, yeah, that's a good point. They just put it on themselves. Like, why own a next-generation console when Sony doesn't have very many good AAA exclusives right now? It's basically multi-plats. So if you really like the old library of games, just if you have a TV or a streaming box, you can play those old titles, which sounds pretty cool, right? And then just you play the Xbox One for multi-plats and the new next-gen titles. I really don't think, I don't really like the way Sony's moving in their direction. First of all, like, they came out with on the gate saying they were hashtag for the gamer. So far, I haven't seen that. I've seen only Xbox related. Everything that they've listened to, anything that we've requested, they've continued to evolve the Xbox, continue to improve things, new dashboard, new backwards, or we're getting the backwards compatibility. I've even heard rumors, maybe possibly Xbox One games, Xbox, OG Xbox games, not really 100% sure on that, but, you know, it's interesting. I'm more for the 360 games, but, you know, some people do like some, like, OG type Xbox games. And it will put a stop to these remasters. I'm getting so sick of remasters right now. It seems like Sony's pushing these out like left and right. You know, Xbox they actually have titles that are coming out that are remasters. With this backwards compatibility available, being native, not having to pay for it, being free, there's no reason. Get rid of backwards compatibility. Get rid of the old gen hardware. There's no reason not to buy an Xbox One right now. PlayStation 4, there's absolutely no reason to buy one. So for an Xbox One, there is all the reasons to buy one. For a PlayStation 4, there's no reason right now. Give me one reason why to buy a PlayStation 4. They don't have Uncharted 4 out yet. They charge you for backwards compatibility in some form or another. Not native, but some form or another. You got to pay a subscription service. They're charging you for games and making their top lineups of remasters. I would say it's good to own a PlayStation in 2017, 2018 right now. It's an opinion, so I know if any Sony fanboys are watching my channel right now, you know, don't get too butthurt about it because it's only an opinion. Like, you might have an opinion about the Xbox, but so far I see, you know, the Microsoft, you know, switching everything around. They got Phil Spencer in charge. He's doing everything to make sure that gamers are happy, which is an important key, a very important key. You know, I'm just wondering when Sony fanboys are going to finally wake up and see this. You know what I mean? Finally realize that, you know, that Sony is in it for profit. And I just want to read you one more quote that I seen on an article from IGN. It says, Phil Spencer, IGN interview. The Xbox then goes on to state that he won't let others dictate who wins the console race. That said, I'll definitely define winning on our own metric, and I won't let press define what winning means or competition defining what winning means. I say we're delivering a great exclusive games for Xbox One customers. There's a win in just delighting your fans and customers and growing that base. Sounds like a plan to us. First rule of business, keep your customers happy and give them what they want. Second rule of business, make money, probably. This guy is like a mastermind. Like, people that pretty much say anything bad about Phil Spencer, they're very insecure about their product that they have. He has flipped this thing around. Like, I understand there's a team that works and does things in the background, but he is the face of Xbox. And so far, he has brought everything but positive for the Xbox One. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.